some secrets also with the men, so that, and after that we'll come back if you have any question or anything, so we can continue to share together. Well, okay. All right. Here are some sayings that I'd like to hear you very quickly. This one says, happiness in marriage relationship is a matter of chance. Is that true or false? False. It's not, there is no chances that. It's a matter of working together and submit everything on God's will. The next one says, our marriage will be different from all the bad ones we have seen. True or false? True. True on some condition. It's true, but on some condition. Okay? If you just throw the sentence like this, and you do not work on your marriage, that will not realize. Is it another one? We enter this marriage with pretty much the same expectation. We should not have any problem staying together. False. That's false. All right? This is the last one. If we are meant to be together, success in a marriage would not take any work. It would just happen. False? That's false. Okay? Whether you were meant to be together, whether God puts you together, if you don't work with God and maintain your communication with God, your marriage is going to fail. Right? So those are sometimes people say things, but we want to make sure that we understand what we say when we're talking. Why is that? Because relationship in itself is a very fragile thing. Relationship is a fragile matter. We need to be careful when we are in a relationship with somebody, be it a friend, be it a colleague, be it a partner, your wife or your husband. You need to be careful. It's fragile. A word, a gesture, a look, all these detailed things can bring, can break the relationship, I would say. So a relationship is fragile. Sometimes you say some things, you think you are joking by saying it, and the other person will take it very seriously. And then before you know it, the person was very upset. Okay? Sometimes, I'll tell you how fragile it is. Sometimes you buy big things to bring a gift. When you think that it is a surprise you're going to make, but you did not do the right thing, or you didn't buy the right thing. All right? So it is very fragile. It is very fragile, and we need to be careful. Let me say this. The story is told about a couple. It was their anniversary. And the husband was away, far away. And he could not come for the anniversary. Then he sent a message. He sent a message. And then he ordered balloons and all the things for delivery, which was done. But he sent a message. One part of the message, he says that you make me sore. And then, when he said, when the lady, the wife read this thing, you make me sore. Unfortunately, I will come back on this one. Unfortunately, he made a mistake. He made a mistake in the spelling of the word sore. He made a mistake. Sore, he wrote sore, S-O-R-E, when he wanted to say S-O-R-R. It's two words. They sound basically the same. But this one means sore as an aching experience. The other ones, it's you make me fly, you make me happy. Okay? So, instead of bringing joy to the wife, he hurt her. How can you say, I make you sore? What thing do I do that causes you so much pain? You see how fragile relationship can be? In fact, there are some marriage relationship that really soar as an eagle, happy, joyous. But there are some other that soar, okay, that make a pain to people. Some don't soar as eagle, but they cause pain. They are painful in a relationship. So make it even that a rough time, and then they become very sore. Make it even in some good time, bad time, they soar. Some in even good time or bad time, it's just a painful experience. So let's go back to the other one that you saw before. So we have to ask ourselves, how can we stay in a relationship and to be able to soar like an eagle? What can we do? I have been in this relationship for 45 years. And we learn to soar like an eagle. We face our pains all together. We face our challenges all together. And we face our good time all together. That's what can help us to soar like an eagle, instead of being in the pain, suffering. So much so, I stopped counting the anniversaries. I stopped counting the day, the June 5th. I stopped looking for that because why? I am in a relationship which is not a prison, a jail experience. It's when you are in jail, you are there for 6 years, and now you begin to count the years. Okay, I have 4 years left, 5 years left, 2 years left, and 1 year. That's because I want to get out of here because I'm in a bad situation. But when in a place we are living together, we are enjoy bad and good together. We don't feel the need to run away, to counting the time, the days that, no. So we've been together, and then this picture just reminds us a nice surprise that the church made. We did not expect that. We did not dress up for that. No. They just surprised us at church Sabbath morning, knowing it was anniversary, and then they called us up, and they did this kind of thing and give us a big gift and so on and so forth. So we praise God for that. So it is a good thing to learn that relationship is something that can be something difficult if we do not pay attention to that, to what's happening. That's why I'm saying to strengthen our marital relationship, that takes work to do. We cannot say, okay, you love me, I love you, so it's okay. We cannot say, darling, you know that I love you. When I do not love you anymore, I will tell you. That will not work that way. Because love in a relationship, love is like a flower bed that we have, and we need to water it every day by something, somehow. And all week, all the month I've been preaching, and one of the things I said, marriage is an empty box. Marriage is an empty box. That means when you get into a marriage, there is nothing in it. There will be something only that you will bring into it. It's like the computer. You put good data in it. When you click in, you receive good data. You put bad thing in it, you click in, you receive bad thing. So, if you put bad thing in your marriage, as a result, you will receive bad thing. If you put good things in a marriage, that's what you're going to receive. So you nurture your marriage every day. Every day. Maybe by what? By a joke. By helping each other. By working together. By bring a little candy, a little flower, something. Be intentional in what we are doing, and then the relationship is going to grow, is going to become very strong. And the next thing we do in working together, working hard, is commitment. Commitment. We commit ourselves to the relationship. Let me say, in this one, I don't want to keep you too long, but let me say this one. There is two kinds of commitment. There are two kinds of commitment. All right? I know we do not eat pork. We know pork is we know that. But let me say at least one thing good about pork. There are the commitment of the pork, and there's the commitment of the chicken. McDonald's will go to see those two animals, and they will say, I want you to commit to my business. You pork, you give me ham. You chicken, you give me eggs. They both commit to do that. But the commitment of the chicken is an easy one. He will just hatch the egg and go, continue his life. But the pork, to give the ham, he needs to give out his life. So in a marriage, what kind of commitment do you have? Do you commit to give ham or egg? Question to think of and to have some reflection of. Commitment is the key ingredient. So growth in marital relationship is based on your spiritual growth. As you grow spiritually, so your marriage will grow as well. You grow spiritually, that's when you become closer to God. You become closer to the counselor of counselors. You come closer to the one who created the marriage. Okay? So, you will be able to go over and endure the problem, the difficulty, because he is with you. You are with the one who created the marriage. So, same thing when you have your Toyota in trouble. You go to see the one who made the Toyota, and he can fix it. So when your marriage is in trouble, go to the one who make it. He will fix it. So growth in marital relationship based on spiritual growth. There it is. God at the top, and husband and wife together. Those are the things that we need to keep in mind when we're talking about relationship. The basic information to keep a long-term marriage relationship. Let me go quickly. How to work on a marital relationship. We need to practice relation together. Okay? That can strengthen the emotional intimacy and fortify a long-term marriage relationship. Mutual support, spiritual support. That means sometimes you need to find yourself some way to pray for your husband. You need to find yourself some time to pray for your wife. And they need to be together. You know, that's something she doesn't know, but I will say that. Something that's make me feel good when I had my wife praying and call my name in the prayer. I was in the church, and then prayer meetings, I was late, and when I came, I stand at the door, and I heard the members praying, and one of the members was praying, and said, "Bless the pastor." That makes something different for me. It is not because she sees I was there that she said that. That's the difference. If they knew I was in the congregation, they said, "Bless the pastor." I said, "Okay, because you see me there, you ask for blessing for me." But no, I was not there. They did not know. I sat at the door. Nobody knows that I was there. That makes a big difference. So when you pray for somebody, even the person is not there, that means you care about the person. You have something in you for the person. You want to see good for the person. So, support, mutual support. That's involved also. If you see your husband is going astray, you as a wife, you need to say, watch, watch, watch. If I see my wife going astray in some action, something, I should be able to say, watch, watch, because we need to help each other and grow spiritually. Emotional closeness. I will not take time to develop what is that, but we need to be in touch emotionally in the relationship. And physical intimacy. I will not take time to go in that unless we want to have a week of retreat, so I could go to some details. And also I will serving God together, husband and wives, serving God together, whatever. It's so good when we try to find a ministry that husband and wife can do it together. Choose a ministry. Choose something to do together. That's help us to grow together. Dr. Nedley gave some ideas that when you're facing depression, and then if you begin to help somebody, that make you feel better, that make you feel good, because you are doing something to help someone else, and at the end you get a benediction for yourself as well. Now I'm going to go quickly on a few points, on 9 points that I'm going just to name them. These are a project I'm working on that can give a lot of information, but I'm going just to name them, nine practical pillars, I call them, for marital relationship. The first one is intimacy. Intimacy. Second one, communication. And the third one, commitment. We talk a little bit about commitment. This morning we talk about communication. I get stuck here. The next one, is forgiveness. We talk about forgiveness this morning. We can move on. We can move on and talk about some more love, respect, trust, understanding. So this is a full seminars, full retreat program that we have here, that we can study and go in deep information, reflection on each of those things. And those are the things that keep a marriage relationship together. So, but there are some signs, this is the last thing I will share with you, some signs also that when you see those things, you know certainly there is a problem, there's something wrong in the relationship. We call them signs of a weak marital relationship. Let's see if we can show them. Signs of a weak marital relationship. For example, when the couple engage in more mean-spirited exchanges, at home or on the street or at church, or you know there is something wrong there, there is some weakness from that. When you see some reciprocate negative judgment, okay, you know something is wrong. You know something is up to get the relationship very weak. All right. When you try to change somebody's behavior, try to change your spouse, or the spouse wants to change the husband, and rather taking the responsibility of their own action. Some couple came to see me sometimes, and then the lady told me, Pastor, I want him to change. And I said, we do not have to start anything if it is that, if that is your goal, because I cannot help you to change him. The only thing I can do, I can help you to see how you can adjust yourself to the relationship, and how he can adjust himself to the relationship, and then the two of you will meet at somewhere in the midway, and then you can work together. So never try to change your wife, never try to change your husband. You cannot. Only one person can change self. Is myself. If I want to change myself, I take conscience of my situation, I decide to do something, and ask God to help me, then change will take place. One seeks alliance with a child or children in an effort to isolate the other one. If something is happening in the house, in the family, a little trouble, something, and then you went, as a mother, you went and talked to to your daughter and say, Daddy, this. You try to win her on your side against the father. That means the relationship is weak and that will last long. And then the father, some father will do that too. And your mother is that. And try to win the child against the father. That would not work. This is a sign of weakness in the family. Okay? Some couples, some husband or wife would give more punishment than they give rewards. They will give more negative feedback than they have positive feedback. More condemnation than affirmation. Those are the things that we find that can weaken, that make weak the family relationship, and those are the things that we need to avoid in the relationship. Sometimes when we set some rigid boundaries, that means this is what I want and there is no negotiation, there is nothing, I'm there, this is where I am, this is where I stay. No. Once you stay like this, you are so inflexible, there is no negotiation, you would not make one step back or forward or back. We know there is some problem that can make the relationship very weak, and I would not be surprised if that go a little further and you will hear divorce and separation coming after. Okay? Triangulate the problems. What does that mean? When the problem is between the two and they met someone, they bring someone else to make a trialing. So triangle here, that means somebody that's there. It's like when we're talking about siding with the child or to do something. The child will come and form a triangle, and then the conversation comes between the three, and that brings some weakness in the relationship. So when you have something, instead of going to see your friend and tell him, it's better to go to see a professional. I'll tell you why. You're my good friend. My wife did something to me, and I come, I tell you, you listen. Okay? Now, the next day, I meet with my wife, we settle everything, everything goes well now. But I didn't come back to tell you everything goes well. And you stay, you keep your bitterness against her. Okay? While me, I have everything goes well. And it's even worse if you go and talk to your mom and your dad, something happened. And then you get okay with your wife, but they don't know. They don't know. And when that happens, you see the members of the family begin to give her bad look, all kind of thing. You forgive her, but they will never forgive her. So it's never good to, when there is a problem, instead of trying to call people, go to see a professional. Because when you tell somebody, he will always trying to be compassionate and be sympathetic and so on and so forth. And it is even worse, my friends, if I have a problem with my wife and I go to that lady and tell her the problem to another lady. You put yourself on a very, very dangerous ground. Okay? Because, I don't know, maybe she can begin to build another type of relationship with you. and show you how bad your wife is, how good you are. And then, by the way, you know what may happen in those kind of things. So avoid to start doing those kind of things. Okay? Sometimes we are in denial. We don't take time to be aware of our situation, and we maybe don't work together with some issues, and we never get a way to make things better in the relationship. Have unresolved childhood issues or wounds that now affect the relationship. If you used to have a bad relationship with your father, and now you're married, and now you are with your husband, all the time you go back and remember the things your father used to do and all kind of things. You just do what we call, we just transfer those things to the husband, and the relationship is getting bad. Okay, so if anyone would be in that situation, what you need to do, seek to resolve the problem, the childhood problem first. And this problem can be any kind of thing. Any kind of thing. We don't know how to get into details, but a young girl, a child that has been abused by his father, by her father, so can have a lot of difficulties in a marital relationship. Very easy. So those relationships can be very weak. So we need to. All right. So I stop there. It was just to share quickly some information. There will be opportunity for you to ask questions. But before that, before we go ask for this session, we're going to ask all our sisters here, whether you have wife or married or not, or young, or I'm going to ask you to follow my wife, Suzette. She's going to share maybe a few things, some secrets that I don't know myself with you. We will take about 10 to 15 minutes with that. Is that right, Pastor? All right. And then now we'll talk with see the ladies always in numbers. You see the thing. We cannot win. Whatever it is, we cannot win. All right. So there are things wise. I don't think I need this anymore. Huh?
That the Lord gave me early in my walk with Him. I had so much to unlearn. I had so much to surrender. But as the Lord has been kind and patient with me, so He will extend grace and forgiveness to you. Why? Simply because He cares for you. Yes, He cares for you. Tell me, Lord, will you always be there? Tell me, Lord, do you really care? Tell me, Lord, do you really love me? Do you accept me? Can you set me free? Little child, I will always be true. It's okay because I love you. Dry your eyes, there's no need to despair. You're my child and I still care for you. Father, help me to be strong. Lord, you know how much I long to be found within your will. Is it true? Do you love me still? Tell me, Lord, will you always be true? Even though you know I hurt you. Lord, you know how that I've done you wrong. Yet you know that I long for you. For you. Lift your eyes, there's no need to be sad. I forgive you, won't you? Come and be glad. I can help you in your battle with sin. Let me help you, we can try it again. Little child, I will always be true. It's okay because I love you. Dry your eyes, there's no need to despair. You're my child and I still care for you. Child, I will always be true. It's okay because I died for you. Dry your eyes, there's no need to despair. You're my child and I still care for you. For you.
Brenton Jackson decided to put God first in his life. What can we learn from his story today that will help us put God first in our own lives? Brenton was born in New Zealand to a loving and caring Adventist family. He learned about Jesus and God's love for him. Everything was going well until he was 13 years old, when his parents got divorced. Now, this experience was so shocking for Brenton that he left the church and lived for many years without any connection to Christianity. Things started to change once again when he found himself jobless and on the edge of homelessness, with nothing left but $200. How did this happen? He asked himself. At his lowest moment, Brenton remembered the love of God he experienced as a child. He remembered the sacrifice his parents made in putting God first with everything they earned. Realizing that they never lacked anything at home, he made a decision that changed his life. In trusting his future to God, Brenton trusted his last $200 to God, donating it to a local Adventist church. As with the widow in biblical times, Jesus certainly watched as Brenton gave him everything he had. What happened next was that everything he needed was miraculously provided, and it continues to be provided today. Brenton is now a fully devoted disciple who puts God first in everything, thankfully recognizing that everything he has comes from God. Ellen White reminds us that the Lord does not need our offerings. We cannot enrich him by our gifts. Says the psalmist, "All things come of thee, and of thine own have we given thee." Yet God permits us to show our appreciation of His mercies by self-sacrificing efforts to extend the same to others. This is the only way in which it is possible for us to manifest our gratitude and love to God. He has provided no other. Brenton put God first throughout his adult life. His determination inspires us today. Jesus gave up everything to redeem us, and His love compels us to put His kingdom first in our own lives. As we return the tithe and our promise offering, we are challenged to put God first.
8-year-old Hickle darted across the grass on a hot afternoon in Costa Rica. School was out, and he was playing soccer with his friend Royden. The soft green grass of the churchyard felt good under his bare feet. When Hickle saw an opportunity to make a goal, he raised his leg and kicked the ball with all his might. Suddenly, a sharp pain pierced the back of his foot. Lifting his leg, he peered under his foot. A dark brown snake with white stripes was dangling from his heel. Hickle's eyes widened with horror, and he screamed, "Ah!" At that moment, the snake let go of his foot and slithered off into the grass. Hickle's foot hurt, but he ran home as fast as he could. He was scared. "Mother!" he cried. "A snake bit me!" His mother heard his cries and ran out of the house. She was scared too. She saw the 2 marks left by the snake's fangs on his heel. Hickle's mother frantically called his father on the phone. His father came home from work and took him to the clinic. The doctor pulled out a syringe and gave Hickle an injection. Then he looked at the boy with concern. "Do you feel all right?" he asked. Hickle didn't look well. He didn't look well because he didn't feel well. Thump! Hickle fainted and fell to the floor. No one knew what kind of snake had bitten the boy. Was it dangerous? Was Hickle's life in danger? People ran to the churchyard to look for the snake. After a short search, the snake was found in the grass behind a small shed that served as the church's kitchen. "It's a baby velvet snake!" someone called out. The velvet snake is one of the most poisonous snakes in Costa Rica. This was a serious emergency. The doctor called an ambulance. A short time later, the ambulance rushed Hickle from the clinic to the nearest city hospital. It was dark when Hickle arrived 2 hours later in the city of Limon. It was scary being in the hospital. It was scary having a big, swollen foot. Hickle asked his mother to pray to God for help. They bowed their heads and closed their eyes. Then Mother prayed, "God, please heal Hickle's foot. Help him to leave the hospital soon." Then she told Hickle to have faith that God was with him. Hickle believed. On his 3rd day in the hospital, Hickle felt fine. He was very happy. He knew that God had heard his mother's prayer and healed him. Back home at last, Hickle learned that the whole town had learned about his snake bite and astonishing recovery. Everyone was amazed to see the healthy and happy boy. "It's a miracle," someone said. "There is a God who takes care of children," said someone else. The next Sabbath, 9 people came to church after hearing how God had answered Hickle's mother's prayer. They all gave their hearts to Jesus and got baptized. Hickle is happy to be alive. "God saved me from the snake," he said. Part of this quarter's 13th Sabbath offering will help open a center of influence in Costa Rica that will teach children about the power of prayer. Thank you for planning a generous offering.